Session 8 of Cowboy BeBop, Waltz for Venus. An episode that starts, wait for it, Spike and Faye actually catching a bounty and then redeeming it. I think this is the first time we actually see them redeem a bounty and actually get money back. So they're taking a commercial shuttle into Venus, and right as the episode starts, it tells us that there's a certain thing called Venus sickness that can cause you to be blind if you're not careful. And Spike and Faye casually take out Huey, Louie, and Dewey. Great names for bad guys. Huey Lewis in the news. And we see another action scene where Spike Spiegel uses his very smooth kung fu moves. He does this a lot during the series, and it gives him a very distinct style. It's not only casual, but cool. He's not doing very fast punches and kicks and getting really angry. He slowly slides out of the way, hits someone with his hand, ducks like a graceful bird, and then elbows someone, all with ease. And there's someone watching this, and his name is Rocco, and he's very impressed by Spike's skills. So while Spike is redeeming his bounty, and apparently the way it works is you take the bounty and you put it into a machine, and then it gives you the money back, like you're at a bounty ATM. Once again, little things like that really add up to the world building. Because if you blink, you can miss it. Since I watched this episode several times, I was like, oh, is that the way they're redeeming the bounty? Like you do at the horse track? So Rocco Bonnaroo, who was in this shuttle, wants Spike Spiegel to teach him his kung fu moves, since he was very impressed by the way he was able to take out these bad guys and get the bounty. And also, he needs some protection himself. He's got to learn how to actually fight. He's a bit of a nerdy kid. And when they get back to the ship, Spike realizes that this person, Rocco, who hands him a package and then runs away because he's in some trouble, there's actually a bounty on his head too. And he's part of a group that's going around stealing these plants that help cure Venus blindness. There is a cure for this disease that only happens on Venus. They're very much in demand and very expensive. They consider selling the plant that Rocco gave them, but of course Spike has another idea. He wants to catch the bounty of Rocco and see what's going on. Spike then runs into Rocco's sister, whose name is Stella, and she has Venus blindness. She's blind, she can't see anything. And as you're watching this, you're realizing, maybe this guy Rocco isn't so bad. He is stealing these plants, but it looks like he's stealing these plants to help his sister gain her eyesight back. And this is a really great character. The episode is decent all the way through, but the ending is quite sad and hits a emotional note that Cowboy BeBop's so good at. Having some funny parts, having an action scene, and then having an ending where you're almost tearing up. There's also a session that is a bit complicated at first. Everything is explained, but they just do it so quickly. This really helps with the rewatchability though, because you can catch so many little things you didn't notice the first time. First time I saw it, I didn't notice they were on a shuttle ship and they were talking about the Venus blindness. It just sounded like something over the intercom that wasn't important, but it was. Then at the end where Spike goes to visit Stella, she's still blind. I was confused. I thought her blindness was cured, but apparently she's recovering from the surgery that she got at the hospital, so she will be able to see again. But when this episode ends, she's still blind, and unfortunately Rocco does end up dying, and it ends on a really nice emotional note with Spike giving Stella the answer she wants to hear about her brother. She talks about how he was a bit of a screw-up, but is still a good guy, and throughout this episode we see that he really isn't very bad. It seems like he's getting in with this gang to steal the plant to help his sister, which is a noble goal, but she mentions that in the past he would do some other petty crimes.
I never got to see Rocco once with my own eyes. What was he really like?
He was a terrific guy. Exactly the person you thought he was.
And as Spike is passing a fruit stand and the credits are about to roll, the spores that cause the Venus sickness begin to fall from the sky. They look beautiful, but they're deadly. Maybe there's a lesson there. So I'm going to give Waltz for Venus a 7. The character Stella, I think, is the standout here, because you really do begin to care for her and see how much she cares for her brother. Rocco, I would say, is a lesser character. He acts a little too goofy. You also get to see the dichotomy between Faye and Spike and how they think about these bounties. Faye always wants the money. She wants the most amount of money. She wants to sell this plant. But Spike is there for the adventure, and even though he doesn't say it that much, to actually help people out, to help this girl cure her blindness, to actually help Rocco get out of this gang. And Faye's just like, no, just sell the plant, forget about the bounties. We don't want to deal with that stuff anymore. and Jet is basically nowhere to be seen. He's really taking a backseat to Faye and Spike. And next up is episode 9, Jamming with Edward, where we get introduced to who? Edward. And she joins the Bebop crew, and I'm not happy about it. I wish she didn't join the Bebop crew. She does do a good episode later on, Mushroom Samba. That's a trippy episode where they trip on mushrooms. That's quite funny. But being a full-time member, no. I think it'd be much better if Edward was just an ancillary character. We'll get to that one next week. You can stream Cowboy BeBop on Hulu, and also check out our playlist for the other series we've covered: Monsters, Fear Itself, Mystery Science Theater 3000, Pet Shop of Horrors, another anime, Tales from the Dark Side, Black Mirror. Thanks a lot.